Hi everybody, this is Rhys Barber from Audiology Associates. Thank you very much for watching our earwax removal compilation video today. If you've never come across our channel before, we post earwax removal videos every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 9 PM UK time. So if you haven't subscribed already, you'd like to do so, you're more than welcome to. I'm going to explain a little bit about the microsuction machine today because a lot of people are asking about it in the comments. If you're not really that interested in the tools or my voiceover bit at the beginning, you want to go straight to the wax removals, there are chapter marks in the scrub line down there. Just scroll across it, you'll see where the first wax removal starts. Just go straight there and it'll take you straight through to the end. If you do that, there's one thing I would ask you to do. Can you stick around at the end of the video? Because I need to show you something and ask you what you want me to do with it, which is going to make a lot more sense when you get to the end of the video, okay? So, a lot of people in the comment section were asking if they could have a look at the machine that attaches to all the tools that we use. So, this is our suction machine, okay? So, if I just unplug it from the back there so you can see. So, this is what we use to suction the wax out. So, what we have is a suction pump in here, which is attached to this little rubber tube that goes over the top, going through a filter, and that creates a negative pressure in this little tank at the front here, which is where we collect everything. Attached to the tank, there's another tube that comes off, which gives an open end here, which we can attach the tools to. So basically, it forms the negative pressure in here, which draws everything through that tube. So everything collects in the tank here. So there's no direct connection from the suction pump to the patient, all does it via the tank there. As far as the noise, a few people said about the noise. If I plug this in and just turn this on, if I can find it on the front here. There you go. So that's the sound. So you'll probably hear it ticking away in the background there. So that's the noise the suction pump makes. I'll just turn this back off. It does have a variable amount of suctions. This little dial here will change the amount of suction that we can have going through the machine at any one time. And basically, we use most of the time on full sort of suction because it is very difficult to get a lot of the wax out. And when you've got the very low suction level there, it's very difficult to maintain grip on the wax and things like that. So what the patient hears in their ear is not all that kind of vibrating sound there. They hear more like a rushing or a roaring sound. So if you've ever had a really strong wind blowing past your ear, you get a sound. That's the kind of noise it makes in the ear. And when all the wax and stuff gets sucked in, then it makes lots of crackling, popping, and sometimes squeaking noises if there's a bit of dry skin in there. So that's the suction pump we use. If there's anything else you guys want to see, drop it into the comment section below, and that way then I can include it in future videos for you. So without further ado, we're going to go into the earwax removal part of the video now. So if I just click here, and pop my glasses on, which is going to make things easier for me. So we've got two patients in this compilation video. The first patient that you'll see here has a very, very sticky, thick wax, so it's stuck to all the canal walls, stuck and bound together. So these type of waxes tend to be more problematic than the harder section wax you get because they stick in all the different places. They form a really, really good seal on the ear, so it's really difficult to get the sound through. Then with harder waxes, you can create gaps and things, so the sound will still get through. But you can see as we're putting the Zollner tube on here, it's very thick, sticky material that's being pulled in. I know I compared it to fig rolls and fig Newtons last time. It's a very kind of similar kind of consistency in here. It's sort of slightly granular with those little harder bits in there. But as you can see, what we're doing is we're trying to lift from the canal walls at the moment. I've introduced just a little bit of olive oil in here, which is going to help to stop the wax from re-sticking. So it forms a barrier on the canal wall, which then stops the wax from rebinding to that again because it is such a sticky nature to it. So you can see we're just slowly pulling this out of the ear canal. It's really hard. When you've got the softer material like this, when you're getting the grip, obviously, because there's not a lot of structure to the wax, if you like, it draws into a point, or pulls like this. So it's sort of pulling almost a kind of liquid material in, so you don't get that nice grip that you get. So what we'll find normally with this type of wax is the outer edge will be very soft. So if patients have used a bit of olive oil or drops or something like that, it really softens the outer edge. When we get a little bit further in, the wax does then tend to have a little bit more of a solid nature, so it means it's a bit easier to get that grip on there then, which is what you're just starting to see on the video now. You can see that the actual shape of the wax is starting to change. We've still got this soft edge, but notice how it's now drawing. So what we're doing with this is gripping the top, pulling down, gripping the top, pulling down, and then we're working back up in the opposite direction. So we're drawing the top forwards, bringing the bottom, drawing that forward. So it's kind of like an exaggerated wiggle coming down the canal then. You can see it's really starting to come away. We're getting a little bit more movement. You know, I talked to you in the videos before about seeing the whole thing starting to move, and you know then you've managed to detach quite a bit of it. So we're just starting to see that happening now. We've worked it from deeper in the canal to the outer part of the ear canal now. So we're right on the outside edge with the actual visible ear canal here. Just when you get to this outer section, the cilia tend to sort of just pass in front of you. You can just see them there. They are very, very fine, but because obviously you have to work slightly behind the tool with the endoscope, sometimes the cilia then will just kind of get in the way a little bit as you're pulling out, but it's just starting to move. It's so close to coming out of the canal. There we are. Now you see if we're pulling now from the left across to the right, so we're just starting to get a little bit of movement. Trying to really hold on. You can see I'm wiggling around in circles trying to pull this out. We slow this down a little bit so it's on its way. There we go. Just now. There you go. There it comes. So you can see it all starting to work out of the canal now. Look at the colour of it. It's really deep, deep brown, almost an ebony in colour. So very, very dark. Very, very dark. Now, I know a lot of you are going to go nuts about that hair that's down there. I couldn't get it out, only because it laid so flat across the eardrum. When you're suctioning to try and get these little hairs out, a lot of the time I use forceps to get them out. With that hair, it was stuck across the top of the eardrum there, okay? Now, if you go try and suction that, you're going to have to suction it on top of the eardrum and hold it there to try and get a grip, but I couldn't peel it away. So what I advise the patient to do is next time they're at a bath or a shower, just let a little bit of water trickle into the ear and empty it back out, because what that will do is it will flush that hair away a lot more safely than me going in there trying to take that off. I do try and take them out as best I can. I know it drives you guys nuts, but in some cases it's safer for the patient to do that themselves than for us to try and go in and do it. So this is still the same patient but second ear now, and you can see a very similar consistency of wax, but look at the colour difference. See that a little bit lighter in colour, this more lighter brown colour. So it's a slightly younger wax. It's not as old as the other side. Still quite sticky though, and wax consistency varies so much from person to person. You get some people with really rock hard wax, some people with really sticky soft wax, and it's the people with this type of wax, this stickier, softer type, that have to come through a little bit more regularly to get their ears cleaned out. So still with a standard size ulnar tube at the moment, just trying to work this down. You can see what I mean about when we talk about the whole thing moving, we're not getting that at the moment. You can see it's just the front section of wax that's just bending back and forth as we're getting a grip on it. Trying to pull this out. I edited this video a couple of days ago, so I can't even remember this next bit. So it's this is why I'm going quiet every so often, because I'm trying to work out what we did next. So there we go. We just see as we lift from the base, they were unsticking from the base of the canal. Then you just start to see a little bit of movement. Now we're stuck again now. Can you see we've just got the front section moving at the moment? We haven't got the whole wax block moving. Now, there, did you see that whole thing move forwards then? That indicates that you've got the grip. We're turning now. We're spinning the wax around to try and get a good grip on the flatter underside, which has been rested against the canal, because you can sometimes get a better grip on that particular section. There we go. We've got a good grip now. It's working out. We've got a good solid suction on there. Lots of wiggling up and down to get this out. It's just stretched the outer section off there, unfortunately. Hopefully the under section will be a little bit harder as well. Yes, so it is moving. It's really wedged in the outer part of the ear canal. This is the entrance to the canal you're seeing here. So it's a kind of just wiggling it and pushing down and pulling forward just to try and get this out. It's really wedged. So we're going to go in with the Jobson horn at this point. Just tucked behind it, that little scoop just behind the wax, bringing it forwards, drawing it down. There we are. We can see now we've just got a little block left to the right side, so we'll just remove that. That's the only downside of using the Jobson horn on this more sticky wax. is you tend to, as you pull, sometimes it'll pull through and just re-stick some of the wax to the canal wall. But I don't think we would have got that out without using the Jobson horn there. I don't think it would have got out that outer section there. There we go. We can see the eardrum there. There's a light reflex there, so a little shiny bit of the eardrum you can see. So 1 1/8, just under 3 centimeters there, some quite big blocks. A few people mentioned about the light reflex as well. It's important because it shows you where the eardrum is sitting. If it's too pulled in or too bowed out, the light reflex you lose. So it's a good indication of mid-ear pressure and eardrum health, which was another question that some people came up with. We've gone to the complete other end of the extreme now as far as wax is concerned. So this is a very, very hard, dry wax, more common in people who end up with dry skin in their ear canals. We can't get a grip on this with the standard size ulnar, so we're going in here now with the Jobson horn, just getting that little scoop behind the wax, drawing forward, and you'll see the whole thing comes out. See all the white material there on the underside? That's actually dry skin, so you can see why the wax had dried onto the canal wall there. The skin itself was really, really dry. It's just sort of dried the wax out too much, so the wax has gone from this sort of more softer material into that harder, tougher material around the outside, then dried out completely, which is what we're seeing here. Same on the other side, so this is the same patient, but the second ear here. You see a little flap of dry skin just hanging down from the top of the ear canal there. So we're going to get rid of the wax first. We can try and you'll find it's difficult to remove anything like that with suction just because it's holding on so firmly. So I'm going to concentrate on more on getting the wax out first. We can go back to that little bit of skin after. So we're going to use the Jobson horn again. Perfect wax for Jobson horn, this one. It's just on the outside part of the ear canal. Easy to get over the top and draw forwards. There we are, it's just starting to come away. You can see it's that much lighter colour as well. So I'm going to quick slip of teeth, I'm talking too much. Much lighter in colour as well as you pull this away. You can see that dry skin there as well, just adhering to the outer portion of the wax there. There we go, so that's popped itself out now, so you can see it's like a pebble. And if you pick these up and touch these and squeeze them, they'll feel really hard in between your fingers, so it will be quite a tough bit of wax. It is like a little stone or a little pebble in the ear canal. You can imagine how that is quite uncomfortable for the patient. There's a little ring of wax here. We don't always have to get that out. It's just sitting down in the canal a little bit, so we'll shift that in a second. So you can see what I mean about trying to detach this dry skin. It's really tough. It holds on there really firmly. So I find the easiest way to do it is with a Jobson horn, just to kind of work along the side of it to take that bit of dry skin away. There we are. You can see that there. Those two little pebbles of wax. I didn't do this in inches, unfortunately, so I reckon that's about 3/4 of an inch. But you can see they're really tough little pieces there. Okay, let's switch back to the normal view just for a second. So let me put these back up. Yeah, two very different and extreme types of wax there. They're very soft, sticky, which does tend to cause quite a few problems with patients as far as their hearing is concerned, but doesn't tend to be too uncomfortable in the ear. And then this very hard, dry, solid pebble-like wax that can cause a few problems. Right, I said at the beginning, I'm going to show you something, and I want you to help me decide what I'm going to do with it. So, this happened today. From one patient's, so a patient's one ear, okay, so we've got 19 centimeters, 7.5 inches of debris, okay, very tough, all came out of one patient's ear. Now, I need to decide what we're going to do with this video, okay? Now, what I'm thinking might be something a little bit different to do is we've done a few lives where we've done Q&As and things like that. But with this format, it makes it a little bit easier to do a live commentary over the video. So what I'm thinking is, if it's okay with you guys, and you guys would be up for it, is if we did a live video with that one, I'll live commentate over the top of it. And then, because I know you're going to have a lot of questions about that. At the end then, I can go back to this kind of format here and you can ask me whatever questions you want about that video. If that sounds like something you'd like to do, then drop me a comment in the section below so I know that's what you want, that's what you'd like to do. I'll try and do it to YouTube and to Facebook at the same time if we can, but let me know if it's something you'd be interested in. okay, in the comment section below. Right then, guys, it is Wednesday today, so I shall see you guys again on Friday. That video will probably, the one you just saw, will probably go out, I would say, beginning part of next week, maybe. So let me know about that one. But as always, guys, take care and stay safe.